As we've been discussing the future of our industry and the Big I specifically, it's now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. David Marlett, Managing Director at the Brantley Risk and Insurance Center, IIANC Distinguished Professor of Insurance with Appalachian State University. A recognized educator and industry advocate, Dr. Marlett serves on the board of directors of Invest and is a frequent commentator on insurance issues for national media outlets including the New York Times, CNN, Reuters, and NPR. His work focuses on strengthening connections between academia and the insurance industry while preparing the next generation of insurance professionals. David can provide us with some insight on their efforts to encourage and develop the future generation of insurance professionals. Thank you, and please welcome David Marlett.
Morning. That's perfect timing. It's a nice segue to have the folks from the Big I National speak because we are also focusing on developing a pipeline of talent, and today I want to tell our story. So my name is David Marlett. I'm a professor at Appalachian State. I teach courses. My job is sort of inward and outward facing. So I teach classes and try to attract students into the program, but it's also outward facing, trying to serve as an unbiased resource to legislators, regulators, media, and so on. I am very glad to be back here. I've been at App State for 20 years. Before that, I taught at ODU for several years, and two of my kids live in Richmond, so I always enjoy coming back to the Tidewater area. Also want to thank Bob Bradshaw. For the last couple of decades, he's helped me with various projects. Part of my job is, again, getting requests from legislators or regulators asking about a topic in personal auto or catastrophe, some question. Often they want to know, well, how do they do it in other states? What do our neighboring states do? And it's always just great to reach out to Bob. He's very helpful, informed, and appreciate all that he's done. So today, as I go through our story and tell you about how you can get involved, some of you are already going to know it. I recognize a number of faces out there, people who already recruit our students, who come to our career fairs, who participate in our events, who mentor students. But I see quite a few of you that I don't know, and that's good. My main goal, my main takeaway today is hopefully you reach out to me soon, and we can find a way for you to recruit our students and get involved with our program. So many of you have probably have a story of how you got involved with insurance. The phrase that I think we all hear a lot, and I kind of cringe, is I fell into insurance. We're trying to develop a pipeline of students who generally want to do this. Like, we recruit them, we help educate them, we get them ready, and then you can come hire them and have a pipeline of young talent going forward. Do have a QR code, so if you want to go to our main website, you are able to do that at any time, and that should give you links to some other things I'm going to talk about today. So let me make sure I got this working here. There we go. So at Appalachian State, we do have one of the larger risk management insurance programs in the country. When business insurance ranks them size-wise, we tend to come in between like 5 and 10. We have been growing quite a bit recently. We're around 200 majors and minors. We dipped quite a bit during COVID, but we've worked our way back up. So we have a very strong group of students, but every year we have to recruit new ones. We just graduated a great group, and now we got to start all over again. The program is rated pretty highly. I think many of y'all have firsthand experience. AM Best, a couple years back, surveyed employers and recruiters and basically asked, which students have you had success with, which one stays, how do things work? And AM Best rated us number 2, so we were pretty happy about that. You might have heard of Gamma Iota Sigma. It's a national organization. We have an active chapter. They've won quite a few awards lately, and they're very engaged. So we have a major in risk management insurance and a minor at Appalachian State. We also have one in actuarial science and other majors that we support. We support this through the Brantley Risk and Insurance Center. We just call it the Brantley Center. It's a bit of a unique feature. It's a nonprofit entity that's housed in a college of business. And our mission is primarily to attract students into the insurance field. We also, again, have an outward-facing function where we might be helping legislators, regulators, media, and so on. But most of our job, most of the time, mine and my colleagues, is to try to encourage students to give us a look, to take your first course in insurance. So go meet with a speaker, have lunch with somebody, listen to one of our guest lecturers that come onto campus. As you can imagine, we don't have a whole lot of students come to campus their freshman year looking to major in insurance. Maybe 5. Often their parents are involved in the industry. So we're always trying to reach out. And we visit a lot of classes, we have speakers, but by the time they're a sophomore or junior, hopefully we're getting them to their first class. Once they're in the class, we've got them for a whole semester, we can tell our story, have guest speakers come in, get them off campus. We focus very heavily on experiential learning. As professors, we do our best. I did work as a commercial lines underwriter for USF&G, if anybody remembers them. It's been a while. Still remain active in the industry. We have a lot of lecturers and speakers who are from the industry. We try to keep it very applied and keep it real world. We focus on experiential learning. And the Brantley Center is a physical space. We actually have an area where the students can come in, they can hang out. We have speakers will come in, recruiters will come in, they'll set up a table and they'll bring in Chick-fil-A, meet with the kids, and they'll spend an afternoon just talking with students. But our main job is recruiting new students in the majors, and then once they're in the major, how do we get them ready? We've got 2 full-time staff people, and their job is to help students be prepared, make sure their LinkedIn profile looks good, interview skills, and connect them with recruiters. Probably every week, or at least every other week, I get a call from somebody like you that has realized they have a succession issue, they need new talent, they need an intern, they want to learn how to get involved, or they just want to help a student. And it's a fun part of the job, but one of the things I often hear is it's really, you're focused just on the carriers. It's really the big companies are the ones that are doing that, and that's simply not true. About half of our students now are going to work directly with agents and brokers. The independent agents in our state have done an excellent job. I've actually got 2 interns this year in Richmond with independent agents, and of course we'll talk about town insurance here soon. They've got the model, I think, for developing an internship program with Janet Buchanan's work. We have a very strong job placement, about 95%, 98%. We always have that 1 or 2 kids we can't quite place. Last year we did hit 100%. So we mentioned earlier, one of our challenges is trying to get students into our program, telling our story. Once they hear about it, once they have one of you all come and meet with them or take them to lunch or hear the story, they realize it's not what I saw in the movies, or not what I saw on TV, or not what I read in the book. It's actually a really great career. It's a noble profession. It's interesting. You can make a lot of money. You meet with great people. But we got to tell that story. And so we keep trying to do this earlier and earlier. And I've been on the board with Invest for quite a while, and that's a good program. This year we tried something a little different. This was sponsored by the Big I, North Carolina, where we basically held the RMI Summer Summit. We started calling it Insurance Camp. That did not sell. So we went with the RMI Summer Summit. We just finished it a week ago. It was in Boone, North Carolina on campus, which if you've been to Boone, it's beautiful this time of year. Nice and cool, so we had perfect weather. And we had a curriculum that basically went through the distribution model. We had retail agents start things off. We brought in some E&S. We had a couple carriers come in, both E&S and admitted. Had a concluding event where we once again wrapped it all up. The focus was primarily on agency, but it was great. We made it very hands-on. You can tell from the pictures. The lower right, that's Cam Annis from Granite Insurance. They hire a couple students every year. He came and took the students to a ropes course near us. Faculty too, we went up. I didn't realize I was afraid of heights until I got up on the 3rd level, and then I realized I am. But he kind of blended a risk management lecture and how waivers work, and indemnity agreements, and just basic loss control. and made that very applied. The other picture is one of our board members, Dan Carroll from Builders Mutual. He was showing students when you have workers' compensation risk, how can you mitigate that? Our building at App State is being renovated, so we're gonna have a nice new addition to the College of Business. The Brantley Center will be in the new portion, so we're gonna have a larger space. So we took the students up there and kind of walked them around an active workplace, and they learned a lot about workers' compensation, construction risk, and so on. It went really well. We were not sure if it was gonna be a one and done, but we decided it went so well, we are gonna do it again next year. So if you're interested, if you got like our sweet spot is probably like a rising senior in high school, or maybe going into a university level, 18, 19, 20 years old, that's what we're looking for. So if you have somebody even younger, that we can do minors, it's just a little more work on our part, but we did have a couple minors in the camp. We'll do it again. It's going to be probably third week of June next year, but we'll have information on that shortly. One of the most common questions I get is, how do I set up an internship? Well, if you're here today, go talk to Janet Buchanan, because she's built one of the best internship programs at Town Insurance that I've seen. But I'm also very happy to talk with you about that. Can give you some pointers, job sharing, housing's often an issue. Reach out to me, I can help you set that up. But it's a great opportunity for you to meet students, to give them a 7 or 8 week interview and see if it's a good fit. And if it's not, you're out 7 to 8 weeks, but if it is, now you've kind of got that kid locked down going into their senior year. And the top talent's tough to get. A lot of our students now are accepting jobs October, November, December. But if you can get them their junior year, have them as an intern, have a good experience, then they're good to go. You've hired them. You're set for the next year. One thing I'd mention with internships, it's not a one and done. If you come to the career fair, you set these up, you really need to have a visible presence year after year, because the students, they hear about you. When the students come back to campus, they'll talk about their experience with their internship. They tell their friends, and you build that momentum. But this year, 40% of our students were interning with independent insurance agents. We have a career fair, both in the fall and the spring. That QR code will take you to the one for this fall. We'll have probably 40 to 45 organizations show up to recruit, probably split evenly between admitted carriers, E&S companies and brokers, and then independent agents. But the registration is open now. We have a study abroad program, and I'll be quick on this, but one of the things we've tried to do is generate enthusiasm and interest and show that insurance is a very global operation. We raised quite a bit of funds for both these programs to London and Bermuda. We've been doing it for well over a decade now. But the neat part is it's fully donor funded. So at App State, we have a fair number of first generation students. College is expensive. We don't want them taking out loans to go on these trips. We want it to be open for everybody. So students apply, we take 12 to each, but it is fully funded. So I just took some kids to London a few months ago, and I had 2 students that had never been on a plane before, never left North Carolina. They jumped in the deep end right away. As I mentioned earlier, we are a nonprofit, so many of your organizations, I recognize Town, Selective, JSA, a lot of these groups, you already are one of our strategic partners. We'd love to add some more. Our main fundraiser is the annual Top Golf. It's in Charlotte. We will have probably 200 people attend. If you'd like to go, love to have you. That'll be in early August, and the QR code will take you there. If you'd like my contact info, my colleagues Dylan and Wendy, please feel free to email me. And I think I do have time. One of the challenges that we faced over the years is telling our story. And we can do it one-on-one, or we can go to different classes and speak, but there's basically 3 of us that are trying to meet with a couple thousand students each year. And early in my career, Wayne Sumner, Wayne must be back there, yep, told me that our program was the best kept secret on campus. And at first I thought it was a compliment, and then I realized, no, I think we need to tell the story a little better. And to his credit, he stepped up and has done that. I mean, Wayne's been a member of our Brantley Center board for many years and has time and time again stepped up to help us. He's endowed a scholarship, I don't know how many kids they've hired at JSA, but it's got to be over 20. But most recently, I mentioned that we would like to have some sort of promotional video that we could just share with my colleagues or put on our website that tells our story in like 5 minutes. And so Wayne just completed this a month or so ago, 2 months ago. And so Wayne, if you've got it queued up, why don't you show that? I'll be around the rest of the afternoon and tomorrow as well. I've got some brochures. Come find me. I'll be wearing App State gear. Happy to talk with you, and I do appreciate your time. Thank you.
Welcome to Appalachian State University and the Brantley Risk and Insurance Center.
The Brantley Risk Insurance Center was established through a grant from the Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. This was over 3 decades ago, and we're the oldest program in North Carolina and one of the oldest nationally. We use the resources provided from the independent insurance agents and our other donors to support students, mainly through scholarships. And we give more scholarships per student than any other program on campus.
The Brantley Center is a specialized office within the Walker College of Business that is focused on providing resources and professional development to risk management insurance students. Through the different partnerships and relationships we've built within the insurance industry, we're able to provide opportunities for students to find work, build their professional skills, and travel at no cost.
As a former student in the Appalachian State Risk Management and Insurance Program, I had the opportunity to travel to many incredible places for insurance conferences in Chicago and New York to expand my knowledge of insurance outside of North Carolina and even outside of the U.S. I had the opportunity to go to places like London, to go to places like Bermuda, and met reinsurance brokers and underwriters from all over the world. These experiences would never have been possible, especially as a first-generation college student, without this generous support of the Brantley Center. The Brantley Center pays for all of your expenses when you are traveling to these places. They pay for travel, they pay for things like your food, your hotel, and even suits if you need them. So I am extremely thankful for the generous support of the Brantley Center and the insurance industry as they continue to make an impact on students for them to have these experiences outside of the classroom.
The Risk Management Insurance Program here at Appalachian State has been ranked number 2 by AM Best, which is a financial insurance rating organization. You're going to have a lot of decisions to make as far as your major, and we hope that you consider the Risk Management Insurance major here at App State.
There were lots of decisions that I had to think about and make as a student in college, but one of the best decisions that I made was when I decided to major in risk management insurance. Working with the Brantley Center gave me lots of opportunities for job shadows, internships, and just career advice in general. And I was lucky enough my senior year to have 6 job offers to choose from in various industries. And I was just thankful to have that opportunity to gain career advancement opportunities, and this industry needs people, young people like yourselves, to join and explore opportunities within the space. And the Brantley Center will certainly help you from day one to grow into a professional individual.
The Brantley Center is a unique space in Peacock Hall where students are able to gather and talk about projects and classes and things that they're doing within their career. In addition to space where students can meet, we also are trying to bring people to the Brantley Center in 2 classes here at App State from all corners of the insurance profession. We had over 15 guest speakers speak in our classes last semester and to our Gamma Iota Sigma students, where they were talking about a variety of different topics and what their day-to-day career looks like.
You know, my first job out of college was as a claims handler, and I had no idea until I got into that job and that company the vast opportunities that are in the industry. I quickly learned about underwriting, and I thought that was the avenue I wanted to go in. Then I saw there were risk management, loss control jobs, accounting, actuarial. They're producers. You know, if I wanted to really sell that business for admitted business and E&S business, the sky's really the limit. IT is another one, but I ultimately decided to go into underwriting and really enjoyed that I thought about moving on to something else, but with underwriting and claims and any of these jobs in the insurance industry, we're making people whole. They have a loss from a car accident or home damage, and our job is to replace and get that person back to being whole again, and we feel good about that at the end of the day, and that's always a nice thing to have a career in an industry that you're doing the right thing.
You should.
You should.
You should.
Consider majoring in risk management and insurance.
It could be the best decision you'll ever make.
If you want to find out what the risk management and insurance major is all about, I would encourage you to sign up for the Principles of Insurance class. It's offered through the Walker College of Business, and it gives you kind of a 30,000-foot overview of what the insurance industry is all about. It might be one of the best decisions you ever make, so sign up as soon as you can.
For more information about the Risk Management and Insurance program at App State, please contact Dylan Waschenbach.
Okay, thank you, Wayne, for putting that together. I will be in the back of the room if you have any questions, but thank you for your time today, and I hope you really do appreciate the need for partnership on our end. We've built a pretty successful program. I think we can take it to another level, but we really do need your help supporting our students, coming to our events, participating, and I really do appreciate all that you do. Thank you.